Well, I know that besides preserving nature, you certainly have a great care for people of the third world and wanting to satisfy their basic needs, but perhaps in an alternative manner. So as everything that you've just spoken about human beings as creators, being creative, putting our consciousness to good use on this planet, would you like to talk at all about your own sorts of life efforts in this?
Yes, again, the idea that human beings are an expression of the consciousness of this planet, and if what we call the third world is marginalized, where a majority of the people on this planet don't have a way to meet some of their basic needs and to develop to the point where they can realize their individual potential, that's a contribution to humanity that gets thrown away and literally just wasted. And the designs and the problem-solving solutions that I have been looking at particularly have been looking at how do we improve quality of life in the third world for the majority of human beings on this planet without destroying the natural world. And the example that we have in the first world, or in the Western world, or what we call the developed world, is not a solution that will sustain itself for all people all across this globe. If we tried to use this model and implement it for, that 60 to 70% of the population of the planet that doesn't have access to clean water, we'll just be destroying all of our resources, all of our natural resources to the point of extinction. And so there's got to be another solution. We've got to find other modalities and other ways of meeting the needs of humanity without destroying ecology. And, those might seem like at odds purposes, but I see them as really being intertwined and along the same track, because we can't continue to destroy nature and sustain ourselves as human beings. We have to find that balance that allows us to allow nature to flourish. That's the only way we will have what we need to sustain ourselves. And so in the developing third world, really it's looking at solutions that leapfrog the problems inherent in the ways that we've developed currently, our civilization, our methodologies. There are other tangible solutions. There are other ways of doing things. There are other ways of building a house, not necessarily the standard methodology we've been using for the last 50 to 100 years. There are other ways of producing food. There are other ways of manufacturing. There are other ways of creating electricity or energy. All these types of things we have to find alternative solutions and other ways of doing it that are sustainable. And I look at what indigenous Northern Americans, we call Indians, one philosophy they had was the idea of 7 generations, that my actions and my decisions, how will they affect 7 generations down the road from me? Will I be polluting the 3rd and 4th generation, so by the time we get to the 5th and 6th generation, they're toxic? Or am I creating abundance that, will grow so that by the time we get to the 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th generation, there's enough for everyone? And, we have to change our philosophies, our ideologies, our maybe even our relationship on a metaphysical level, and improve them or evolve them to the place where they function and serve us in a holistic sense, not a marginalized, consumptive, greed-based modality. That can only serve for so long, and ultimately it has to change.